This is Andrew Stotz of Stotz Investment Research, looking at Indonesia, which has the highest ROE and second most attractiveness in Asia. All right, let's take a look. I go through four different parts of looking at a country. The first part is the GDP, and GDP growth is about 5% over the past 4 quarters. And we can see that's pretty good growth for Asia. It's been mainly driven by private consumption and also investments. But if we look at private consumption, that grew by 5.7%, and it's 56% of GDP. Therefore, it contributed 3.2 to the overall GDP of the economy. Investments contributed about 1.68, we can see. So half of that, but still strong. Government consumption was a slight drag, and the current government has set big plans for infrastructure and energy investment. All right, let's continue on and look at the overall country right now. And what we can see is there's 258 million people in Indonesia. Average GDP per capita is $3,346. The market size to GDP is 54%, so there's a lot of room to go. And the turnover in the market is about less than $500 million per day. There's 536 companies listed in the market. So let's take a look at the consensus, and what do we see is Indonesia had the highest ROE in Asia in the past 12 months. Also, always remember that Indonesia has tended to be a high inflation economy, and therefore a high inflation is worked into the ROE. Once we back out the exceptional level of inflation, maybe that ROE would be down to 12% or so. But still, that's a pretty good ROE, and it's been stable. Analysts are expecting it to continue. Of course, they're always optimistic. Now, this is reflected in the high price to book of about 2.7 times. So we can also see EPS growth is about 17.9% expected by analysts, and then 13 and then 12. So there's a little bit of froth in the price to book. PE is about 17 times. So it's a little bit expensive, we can see. And that's where we see that is in this bottom left-hand corner, which is the Stotz 4 elements. And let's look at it. Well, the overall market is ranked at a 9, with 10 being best. So it looks pretty attractive, second most attractive in Asia. Now, what we can see is that the fundamentals are the best in Asia due to that high ROE, but its valuation, which is a bit rich. We saw that in the price to book and a little bit in the PE. Momentum, well, high EPS growth and a moderate price momentum means it's slightly above average. And then, whoops, pressed the wrong button there. Low beta to the Asia ex-Japan markets overall has made it a relatively low-risk market. Let's look at the final part of my looking at a market, and that is the sector performance. We start off this section by just understanding the largest sectors. So the 3 largest are financials at 27% of the market, consumer staples at 24%, and consumer discretionary at 12%. The best stock and sector in stock, well, Infotech was up, oh my goodness, 65%, with Indo Retail, Macmore International up by 84%. The worst sector and stock was utilities, as we've seen across all of Asia, down about 13%. And the gas Negara is down about 14%. So there you have it on Indonesia. Pretty attractive market. Looks like Infotech is run, but it's probably a small part of the overall market. Well, get access to additional research and articles by joining our free newsletter at becomeabetterinvestor.net/join, and I'll see you there.